Hello folks, today I'm going to share with you my thoughts on the Camduck X spy cam that hides itself in a wall outlet. The company markets this as a guardian of your home security, which is pretty vague, but I can see people using this as a nanny cam or elder care cam or pet cam, etc. I'm planning on using it in my hotel room where I want to make sure no one comes into my room when I have the do not disturb sign hanging on my door. Some hotels in certain jurisdictions explicitly forbids the use of cameras due to policies of filming staff and violating privacy laws, so please follow the law. And the disclaimer before we get to the review, I got this product from the company for evaluation, but I am not getting paid for this review. So I'm going to be objective in my review and all opinions are of my own. Okay, so let's break this bad boy out of the box. What we have here is the user manual, the wall charger unit, an SD card to USB adapter, a guitar pick to open the cover, and then one mounting screw if you want to remove the faceplate of your wall socket to secure the wall outlet to the wall. The unit I got is white, but they also sell a version in black. The unit has 4 3-prong outlets for North America, 2 USB-A sockets, and 1 USB-C socket. The label under the USB sockets say that they provide 5 volts at 2.1 amps. I am assuming that's the max draw if you have all 3 sockets occupied. But the instruction book tells you to not charge 3 mobile phones at the same time. So apparently that would generate too much heat and probably fry that unit. Flipping it over, we see that the 3-prong plug and a plastic prong for the second outlet to stabilize the unit. This could limit where you plug this unit in, as I try to plug it into a GCFI socket, and it's a really tight fit. Looking at the top of the unit, we see a removable plastic tab. Using the guitar pick to pop it open, we see a micro SD card slot and the reset button. In the instructions, it says to format the SD card on a computer before putting it on the device. But normal people will format it to FAT32 or NTFS or even exFAT. I would recommend exFAT as it will allow for larger files to be stored. The website says that the maximum supported capacity is 256 gigabytes. The top of the unit also has these animal ears to keep a phone from sliding off the top if you put it there for charging. Looking at the sides, there are some air vent holes that will give airflow to the device to help cooling. Some people think that the camera is hidden in there, which it is also not. This unit only records video but not audio. The location of the spy camera lens is not immediately obvious to me. Some people point to the hole on the left side over the USB port and say that's the camera, but nope, that's not it. To get this device set up, you first need to download the app from the Google Play Store or Apple App Store, depending on which phone you have. There is a QR code in the instruction booklet and their website. Or else you can search for the Camduck app if you are weary of scanning QR codes. Before you launch your app, you may want to change the network on your phone from your regular Wi-Fi network to your IoT or guest network. I don't want these cameras on my regular network to suck up bandwidth, so I actually have a separate IoT network where they reside. Once you launch the app, it will want to send you notifications. Go ahead and click on Allow. Then click on Start. And then a ton of pop-ups will ask you whether you want to allow Camduck to use your location. I usually don't like when they want to track me, so I say no. But in this case, it says due to iOS regulations, the camera needs Wi-Fi location permission during setup. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it do that and then change it later on in the settings. Then it will ask you about finding and connecting to devices on your local network. Again, you have to click Allow. Then it will ask you about Bluetooth. Go ahead and click Allow on that as well. All right, so now we're ready to plug the charger into the wall socket. And once we've done that, you see 2 indicator lights turn on, a blue one to tell you whether the device is connected to Wi-Fi, and then a red one which tells you whether the device recognizes the SD card that's inside. The red one stays on for a little bit, and then the blue one blinks for about a minute or so, and then they will both turn off, which means my device is able to use the SD card and able to connect to a Wi-Fi network. All right, so now we're going to try to use the app to connect the device so you can start to configure it. So back to the app, let's go ahead and add our device to it. Start by tapping the plus symbol on the top right hand corner. You will then be asked for which product you want to connect to. I have the Camduck X, so that's what I will select. You will then see the Wi-Fi information, so select the network you want to connect to and then enter the appropriate password. The tip is that you should always have all devices within 2 meters of each other, which is 6 feet for the Americans who don't do metric system. You will then see this page where it's slightly confusing. If your device flashes the blue light and then turns it off, you will need to tick or tap on the green circle and then tap on the top button where it basically says the same thing. So this means that the device is now on the Wi-Fi network that you selected. For me, it's my IoT network. And the other buttons are for if your device cannot connect to the Wi-Fi, which is probably because you either enter the wrong password or else the device is too far from the router. On your phone or a tablet or whatever device you want to use to set up the Camduck, you need to disconnect from the IoT network and then connect directly to the Camduck by selecting the Wi-Fi network that is being created by the device. In my case, I see a network called Camduck-002734, so that's the one I'm going to go ahead and select. And then the password of CamDog66 was printed in my instruction booklet, so I am assuming that is the same one for everybody. So go ahead and enter that in. So now we see that the connection is successful. So basically I am connecting from my phone to the network put out by the Camduck. So now we can go ahead and go back to the Camduck app and click on the green circle and then the button labeled to connect the camera Wi-Fi. After a few seconds, you will see the main screen for the app. All right, so here you can see my camera 002734 along with the options of what you can do, ranging from the alarms, albums, SD card files, and settings. So from here, if you have multiple cameras, then you would see all those here listed as well. I only have one, so I'm going to go ahead and click into this nice looking apartment. Now you can see me in my dumpy apartment. The first warning panel shows up and talks about audio not being available unless your state allows it. I don't know what happens if you contact the company, whether you can turn on your audio recording remotely, which is kind of creepy. You can see here that you can choose between 4 megapixels and a 1080p video. On the bottom, you see the alarm news if you want to see all the alerts. The photo button here if you want to take a picture. Wrecking, I think they mean recording. This will start to record a video. And then if you click on album, it will show you the recorded videos and images manually initiated by the user using the photo and wrecking buttons. And then the albums are stored on the device running the app like your phone or tablet. And if you click on SD files, it will show you the contents of the SD card. And lastly, maximize will take up the entire screen for the camera display. According to the documentation, this charger cam is capable of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connections, so that if you don't have Wi-Fi, you can use Bluetooth to connect to the Camduck to your phone. So I turned off the Wi-Fi on my phone and then left the Bluetooth on. Standing just a few steps from my camera, the phone was unable to connect to the Camduck. So I'm not sure what this dual connection mode they tout. Not sure how they get that to work. In terms of video resolution, the website says that the camera records high definition videos with a resolution that can be converted to 4K via the app. So this is true that the app has a button that says 4MP, but I believe it is just doing an interpolation to get 4 megapixels, and it's not actually 4 megapixels, as the saved videos are only 1920 by 1080 and not the 2048 by 1080 that it claims on the website. The 120 degree field of view is actually quite nice. I didn't actually measure the coverage angle, but it does have a decently wide coverage in a room. In one application, I wanted to have it monitor the activity in the hallway, but the socket is only knee-high, which means the camera doesn't really see the face of someone who is over 3 feet tall. The app is supposed to have a motion detection alert, but I haven't figured out how to get such an alert except in the app itself. But the Camduck does record to the SD card when a motion detection event has triggered. Or you can set the recording mode to loop, where the device will record non-stop until it runs out of space on the SD card, and then it will overwrite the oldest footage. Or you can set the Camduck to record on when a motion detection event has triggered. The videos captured by the loop mode are 10 minutes in length, and when an event is triggered, it records a 2-minute video. With the app and the remote view feature, I can see the live view of the camera even when I'm not at home. This is obviously a nice feature, as you can use it to view what your pets are up to when you're not at home. You can then use the photo and recording buttons to take a picture and record videos onto the phone or tablet that you are using. Overall, this unit is actually a nice outlet extender, as it has 3 USB ports and 4 outlet ports. As a spy cam, it works pretty well. The video quality is decent. The setup was relatively straightforward and the app works well. Does it have all the features that they talked about on the website? Yeah, I would say no, but what they do have is pretty good. For a video on the must-have tech gadgets for a cruise, watch this video here. For more travel videos, make sure you click on the blue monkey to subscribe. Safe travels and make it memorable.